Alright. Mr. Luck Almighty.
Start watching.
Alright, we're on the wrong team. So let's swap over here. Okie doke. A no skin Shen. That's how you just know this guy's gonna be a beast. A coin thresh. Alright. Let's see. Okay, first mistake, you've been in base for like 6 minutes. You need to walk and defend your jungle. You then are not even standing in your jungle. If there was an invade, you guys have Thresh. You can kill them. So easy.
I wish this streamer could get
Just listen to what I'm saying. If you have like a question, you can question it, but otherwise don't say no. Alright, go into lane.
Bliss comes only in the moment before our fire.
Alright, so you've got good farm. Everybody's farming. Let me slow it down because these early trades are a little important. Good fourth shot. You're gonna... How? Wait, how do you get 1v1? Alright. So in a trade like that, you're gonna really want to flash under their turret or heal to get them or whatever. Just let it go. You burned their heal, which means they're down for your next trade. They're also gonna be afraid of you for the rest of the lane because now you have the pressure and you can just farm freely. Even if you don't get a kill, you're choking them out. You're starving them slowly but surely. So it's good that you didn't flash under that tower, but I saw you really wanted to. I could just smell it. I could smell the bloodlust. Other than that, I think you have perfect farm or close to it. No, you don't.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Caitlyn has almost perfect farm. Alright, you didn't level up your E, so that's good. A lot of people don't level up their E until, like, way later in the game, or, like, around level 6. If at all, because it doesn't really help you out that much. And it's a huge mana pool. When Thresh is getting these marks though on Caitlyn, you want to try to go in for at least a W and then like an auto attack or something. If not just a W, because that is poke that you're getting off. You also have Deathfire touch, and then that's gonna add up over time. Oh, that was a spicy hook. Oof. All right. So you got her flash. Now I can't see if you pinged her flash in chat because it's not recorded, but one thing to get into the habit of is you press tab to look at their stuff, and if you press alt, like to ping, and then you click on her flash, you'll be able to ping it really easily. Alright, you're playing this fight really well. Oh my, this Thresh. I mean, you played that really nicely. It sucks you couldn't get Caitlyn. Personally, if I knew that she was backing right there, I would be throwing out a W trying to find her because you can probably kill her, just outright. Um. Oh my god, this Thresh is so good! What is this madness? Jesus Christ. Alright. One thing to keep in mind though is that you did get ganked by Mumu and you did know that he backed, however, you guys still have not put any wards in the river. Yeah, I'm coaching. This is coaching, Trey. And then you overstayed your welcome. I'm assuming you're gonna die here. Yeah, you did. You overstayed for farm. It's just greed. It has nothing to do with, you know, being bad or anything like that. So, the way that you should be looking at it is, if you sent me that message, I can't see that. Alright. So, you stayed to try to get the cannon, you didn't even get the cannon, and you died. The kill did go over to Leona, which isn't that bad, but that is an additional, like 15 armor that you just gave her. Yeah, 15 armor. Just literally for no reason. I mean, you could have just backed, you could have got your power spikes, and then you would have been back in lane at the same time as Caitlyn because you just killed her. So that's really important, is to either push your wave as fast as possible and back, or just outright back after you kill somebody, because then you can come back at the same time, but with more gold. Your pathing makes a little bit of sense. Wow, Ryze already has 4 kills? I see why you're hesitant and why you went that way. It's just unfortunate. You can't really do anything. It's good that you're hanging back, but I don't think that you needed to hang back that far. Because you do have CC, and if they dive you, they probably will die. That was a good grenade. Your farm is falling a little bit behind, but that's mostly just because you died. For that one cannon minion.
You inspire me. Smile. Everyone is watching.
Alright, let's speed up a little bit. Leona misses her E. That's a good time for Thresh to go in, but you're not Thresh. Alright, wait. Okay, that sounded really cool, but we need to rewind that. Thresh lands a hook. You missed your W. I mean, I know you know that's a mistake. However, you gotta remember that you had your 4th shot, so that should be your priority, is to get that 4th shot in, give yourself the movement speed so you can get after her a little bit more. I'm assuming Leona just blocked all of those shots. I don't really need to even move over there. But if you have a 4th shot available, get that off before you use the W, because that gives you that slight movement speed that you need. If you think about it, if you use your W without movement speed and you miss, then they have the same movement speed as you, so that's the distance they're getting in between you. But if you get off that 4th shot, that is guaranteed damage. It's going to make you faster. If you miss your W, you're still going to have the same distance in between each other where you can auto attack them. So that's all something that you should keep in mind. I don't know why Thresh didn't try to hook right there. That was le free low. Missed that cannon. It's unfortunate. Thresh with the prediction hook would have been god tier. I don't. Oof. God, this Thresh is so good. Alright. At this point, this Rise is getting so fed. So what you want to do, because it's Rise and he can roam and he's really strong, you want to knock this turret down as fast as possible and get mid lane. Where, so basically like a lane swap, where you have the mid laner who's getting crapped on go bot lane, wait for the lane to push up to them. They can take that farm safely, while you and Thresh are doing the stuff that you need to be doing mid lane, and nobody is losing out on the XP and stuff like that, so nobody's falling behind. Right there, you didn't have vision on anybody, you don't have any vision on the map, so it was smart to back there. So that's good that you learned from your earlier mistake. Let's just fast forward some of this. Blase blah. This guy, this Rise is a beast.
You will learn what beauty truly is.
Missed that farm for no reason. Sometimes it's better to just be patient.
Bliss comes only in the moment before I fire.
That's a perfect dive. It sucks that you guys did not get the gold. Missed that W again, dude. You gotta not do that. Also, that Leona was committing. If you know somebody's committing on you and you're not worried about dying yourself, save that W till they start to run away. Let's check. Alright, you have vision of him. You hit it. And, okay, so you hit both of those. Again, right there. That kill could have easily... That kill could have really easily been stolen by one of them, so I would have said just go... Not the W, just go for the auto attack, because you know he's going to die regardless, but you want to KS that. You want that kill for yourself. You want that gold. So, W is a skill shot. Auto attacks in Q, 100% going to hit them if they're in range. So you guys took the turret. You're heading mid. In a situation like this, it is more advanced to tell Orianna to go bot lane, but a lot of times she's not going to say no. It's just going to give her time to catch back up. While you're snowballing super hard. If Ryze stays mid, which he won't because Caitlyn wants to stay bot and catch up herself, Leona's going to have to sit there with him, and then Ryze is going to start to fall off, and you're going to be able to, you know, do whatever you need to do to him. Taking Raptors, really important. Small camps, they help you continue your snowball. However, I'm pretty sure Shen was fighting that whole time that you were... Yeah, Shen... Let's see. Okay. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, is that Raptors are always up. Shen being top lane by himself with just Wukong is a great opportunity for you to go up there as fast as possible. And just start to either push him out of lane, draw more pressure up there, or, you know, so that you can then rotate to the the little Rift Baron guy, Rift Herald, or you can just start to do damage to this turret. Use the fourth shot on the turret, yeah. Alright. That Wukong's a beast. I would not ult from that range. Oh, you're dead. Dude, this Ryze is so good. It's not even that he's fed. This guy's mechanics are off the chain. So that's unlucky. However, that just, I mean, it just kind of sucks. It's one thing that I was telling Josh yesterday, and that is important for you, is that you're playing a champion that you don't necessarily need to be greedy on and go for all of the farm. At this point, you should be trying to get kills for everybody else. Your positioning's pretty good, but you should totally try to W that guy. You weren't in danger of dying to him. It would have been close, but I think you would have been okay. Another thing to keep in mind for your jungler is that after you bust open that bot lane turret, or you kill bot lane, dragon, every single time. Dragons win games. I've played games where it was like 5 to 15 in favor of the enemy team, but because we got 4 Infernal Dragons, we just outright crushed them into the late game. So that's one thing that's really important, especially being ADC. You pack a punch. You know, you're really important to be with the team. So your farm's pretty lacking, but you have 7 kills and you've been grouping for the past couple of fights, so that's okay. One thing to do when nothing is happening, because farm is the most important thing on an ADC, is top lane was pushing towards you guys for a while, but now it's pushing back because it hit the tower and it's rebounding. If you had gone up there and taken that gold and then, you know, gone mid or whatever, that would have been pretty beneficial to you. It's good that you walked to that fight. You guys don't have much vision in your jungle and you've lost both your turrets, so your pathing made sense there. I think that's just the biggest thing that you need to work on, is your pathing. Other than that, like, you've got great mechanics, your farm's pretty good usually. You miss a lot of skill shots with Jhin, but you know, it happens. Yeah. As soon as you think you're not going to be able to make shots, don't even go for the ult. Like, that Rise was moving real fast, so you could have canceled it one shot earlier and been able to get there. Right now, you guys should probably be rotating mid lane. There's a blue buff up that's just chilling. If no one's taking it, you take it. You're ADC. Be greedy. Unless you're playing with people that you know. Don't be so greedy, but, you know, if you're playing solo queue, the goal of solo queue is to carry and play for yourself. Good job taking the Raptors.
Everyone is watching.
Pretty much just stick to Raptors. Because remember that you did take their red buff when it's up. You don't want to, like, start to choke your jungler out. So, Raptors is a fine camp to take. You could have gone top there. There's a big wave pushing in top. Just follow the farm. When nothing is happening, follow the farm. Nothing's happened for the past 3-4 minutes, so. Remember, your ult is also more of an engage item than it is anything. You have 4 shots that slow people and do a decent amount of damage. Right there, because you knew their entire enemy team was mid lane, was not the time to go top. It was the time to group up with your team, because you knew where all of them were. Well, that kind of sucks. That Rise does so much damage. Yeah. If you had been grouped with your team there, that wouldn't have happened. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you know where the enemy team is, you need to be grouped at all times. Even if there's a huge wave pushing in, like, because you're the one with the gold on your team. If you're not there, that means your team doesn't have damage, your team doesn't have the utility that you bring, you know, all of that stuff. So it's really important that you are grouped up with them when they, like, literally 5 of their team is you know, mid lane, when you guys are also behind in gold. And they have, you know, both of you have a pretty good team fight, so keep that in mind.
Breathe in.
Your team is at Dragon, you should be with them at Dragon because you know damn well they're going to fight. Um, you'll get more gold from fighting with them than you will from, you know, from that farm. If you had been at that fight, every single one of these people would be dead. That's Amumu's one shot, Ryze's one shot. You could two shot her, and you're stronger than Caitlyn. I mean, you can just outright duel her better than she can duel. So it's important that you follow the farm, but not when you know that there's going to be a team fight, or when you know where the enemy team is. So that's really important. It's good that you were ulting there, because it's allowing your team to follow up, get some kills. Remember, you don't always have to ult for a kill. That's what your fourth shot and your W and your Q are for and all that stuff. If you use that, you're going to slow them. You're going to do everything. Alright. It's crazy how much damage Wukong does. I wouldn't have gone I wouldn't have gone rapid fire cannon in this scenario. I would have gone straight into Hex Drinker. Just because the whatchamacallit, you know, the Rise is so strong. The Amumu does AP, all that stuff. So Hex Drinker before the rapid fire there probably would have been best. And also, if you're gonna go Swifties in order to make yourself, you know, safer, they have a ton of CC. Merc Treads are your best friend. If you're not getting Berserker Greaves for the amount of extra damage it adds to you, you need to be getting Merc Treads. Because they don't even have slows on their team. They just have hard CC. Wow, that Leona is so tanky. Wukong. I don't understand why Wukong is such a strong top laner. He's such a bad champion. Alright, blah blah blah. And I also know this simply because I play with you a lot, but you do very, very often leave the team to go for farm. Now, I mean, everybody does that. I do that, you know, it's not smart, though. Like, right now, you guys don't... Okay, you do have a ward on Baron. They have wards in your jungle. I don't know if you've even bought a pink this game. One thing that's really good for you to do, especially at this elo, is remind your team, upgrade their trinkets, buy pink wards. You know, simple stuff like that will help out. And also, if you're not, like, giving an instruction like that, if somebody dies or does something, just do not even type. Don't comment, don't say anything to them. If you see one person say anything even remotely toxic, just mute him. You don't need to hear that. You flaming isn't going to do anything. You complaining isn't going to do anything. It does not help. So, oh my god, you landed a W. So in this scenario, I would have just gone right in there instead of ulting. Because you do more damage than your ults do.
There is art here, waiting.
Da-da. Also remember, if somebody's already CC'd, there's really... You're not in lane anymore. Your whole team is here. People will follow up. Don't use your W yet. Wait till they're trying to run away. Like, if they're hooked, you don't necessarily... I mean, that's the... You're most likely to land that skill shot then, but you don't necessarily need to because you've got everybody else there. Let them burn their CC. Save yours to save yourself or to burn it on somebody else. People are pinging. I don't know who's pinging it. You're backing. Nobody's there. You guys can't do Baron, so it's okay. I mean, Shen could have ulted. Alright, you have your ball. I don't know why you waited so long there. I guess you were AFK. They took Baron. If you hadn't been AFK that long, you could have not only tried to steal with your ult, but your ult will push them off the Baron because you're just chunking the crap out of them. If your team then wants to follow up. You've got Shen ulti, you got Shen teleport. Shen ulti isn't up right now, but you do have Shen teleport. You got Orianna that can help peel for you. All these people. But because you sat in base for, even though it was only for like 30 seconds in total, they were able to get the Baron. And so that's just going to then put your team even further behind. Still no wards. You definitely had money for a pink. Or like you sell your Doran's Blade and buy 2 pinks. Like you'll lose some of your stats, but you'll gain vision. It's good to stay back. Try to not take so much damage. Get away from that Wukong as fast as possible. Dude hurts. Alright, that's good. Didn't get hit by that. That's good. Go back into the fight. There's no reason for you to be back this far. Everybody else on their team is low. You've got Orianna who can peel for you. You running back there, just let Leona live. And Amumu live. You should just go for them. Granted, there's a chance that you will die, but remember you've got Ori shield, you've got Thresh there. Let's see, what sums do you have up? You don't have any sums up, but you know, every time that you crit, you're gaining movement speed, and chances are you have a 30% chance to crit. If it's a 4th auto, you'll guarantee to crit. So don't run from a fight like that. Remember, you are 12-5. You are that team's damage. If your team does not have you and Orianna, they don't have damage, and they're just gonna lose every single fight. So you need to try and stay in it as long as possible. Alright. You're farming. Thresh needs to go out warding, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person to do that. Alright, got another team fight. So when you see Wukong, if you see anybody get even remotely close to you, end your ultimate. Yeah, you guys are gonna lose off that. So, okay, major talking points. Your farm was pretty low. You were doing a lot of team fighting and stuff like that, but it's really important that, you know, you continue to get that farm, because as an ADC, the gold is the primary concern for you, because you need to do damage, you need to scale into late game. That's really important. Another thing is, you were starting to build Infinity Edge. You had 3 items, and you bought a BF sword. You should be buying a Last Whisper, because they started to have a lot of armor. They had armor on pretty much every single person on their team except for Caitlyn. I'm pretty sure that the Ryze probably had some component of armor as well. We can check it, but regardless. Last Whisper adds a ridiculous amount of damage. Not only that, when you finish it out, that's an item that adds 50 AD. So that buff really ended up making it worthwhile to build for people early, especially because it's only 1300, and then you ignore almost half of their armor. It might only be 30% or 35% when it's unfinished, but that's still a ridiculous amount of armor that you're just outright ignoring. And also you had armor pen, so that's gonna, you know, that's good for the other people, and it's really good with the percentage armor reduction, because the percentage goes first and then the armor pen goes, so it's like you're just shredding their armor. Your positioning was pretty good. The throw at Baron as of you not being ready to be there and everybody else not being there is um you guys were behind. You really needed to be there. If you guys had been there, you probably there is definitely a chance that you guys could have won because you guys could have won that team fight. I mean, they were fighting Baron. You guys had a really good team fight in general. Stuff like that. If you see champions like Wukong, any assassins, Rise, stuff like that, get anywhere near you, stop your ultimate right away. You need to start to fight them with your auto attacks. You need to kite them. You need to W them. You need to do all that stuff. Other than that, I mean, that was a game that you did pretty well in. So it's hard to point out mistakes that you made. Your pathing was pretty good in most of the fights. So it's really just your farm and how you're playing team fights. You got to stop missing those W's. Like I said, you know, if you've got some sort of crit or if you got your fourth auto, go for the go for that fourth auto because that's so much damage. If you miss your W, then you're not going to get that fourth auto off. But if you auto them because they're in range, you then get the movement speed, you miss, you know, everything works out fantastic. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. Do you have any questions for me? Just type it into the Twitch chat because you left the call.